Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akhil Patani. I'm the VP for Solutions, and I'll be hosting this webinar today, which is on what's new in version 9.0 of WebSphere-Commerce. Before I start with this particular deck, let me quickly give you an overview about Royal Cyber. And we are a global company. We are already in 8 different countries and growing. We are headquartered in the US in Illinois state, and we have back offices in India. Sales offices in few other countries, have a total strength of 900 plus and growing worldwide. We have been IBM Premier Partner for more than 13-14 years now, and we kind of service the whole IBM portfolio, which includes digital experience, TLeaf, Unica, Marketing Cloud, digital analytics, WebSphere-Commerce, middleware, order management. We have our own mobile application, which is a native application that works on top of WebSphere-Commerce, and also Sterling B2B. And for all these different solutions, we give services for implementation, migration, 24/7 support, performance tuning, and training. The partnership with IBM has been very fruitful for us, and IBM has also definitely seen our hard work, and they have awarded us from time to time for the number of innovations that we have done on WebSphere-Commerce, and a whole number of different solutions that we have published are available or are also available on the IBM site. You can go to the IBM site and you can search for the solutions and try them out. Number of case studies are also available there, just in case you want to have a look. You can always go there and read case studies between Royal Cyber and the customers that we have serviced. I have a number of migration success stories from last year that I'll be going through towards the end of the presentation. So let me quickly switch my deck to the new features of version 9.0. So what was the need of version 9.0? So as we know, the e-commerce world is driven by consumers and it is fueled by technology, because as we wake up every new day and there's something new in the market, which is promising in the way that it can make the whole customer experience better for the end user, and better experience means more and more customers will be moving to that platform. So there was a definite need for WebSphere-Commerce to make that transition sooner or later. And that's what IBM WebSphere-Commerce version 9.0 brings to us. So they have looked into the market, what is new, what is important for the customers to get the best experience that there is, taking the holistic approach and expecting that holistic relationship across every stage of the journey. So one of the prerequisites for the better experience for the customer is like taking the transparency to the next level. The customers should be able to see how brands are dealing with them and how the customers are dealing with the brands. There has to be personalization. There has to be services. Now, these things were there previously as well. But what is new is the way that this personalization can be achieved. I'm talking about real-time personalization. If I'm a customer, if I'm a guest going to a particular site, trying to browse through the products, if the site is able to capture my gist, what I'm looking for, look at my previous searches, check out my cookies, see what I'm intended to look for, what I'm searching for, and customize the whole pages as I land on them and try to showcase what I'm trying to find and assist me in finding what I'm trying to buy. So that's what will make the whole difference. And as we move forward, the customers are expecting that the e-commerce platform, it knows them. It can personalize every aspect of the brand interaction that the end user is having with the site, and it is so seamless and optimized that irrespective of what channel these guys are on, the end customer, that experience is seamless. There's a transparency, there's a visibility, especially when we talk about inventory fulfillment. So they know when they should be expecting an order. If it's back ordered, what are the dates that they should be expecting that order to be delivered on, so on and so forth. And at the same time, making it very easy and convenient for the customer to browse and buy whatever they're trying to look for. So when we talk about next level, we are going to use the same set of functionality, but making it so advanced that it gives you next level of personalization and transparency. And how do we do that, right? That is the question. So how do we exceed customer expectation, and create that bond between the e-commerce platform and the customer, that the customer comes back to the same site again and again and again to fulfill any of their needs today, tomorrow, or in the future. The major shift that has been brought into the market is because of the advent of new technologies like Uber, Airbnb, Nest, where they automatically look into your behavior. They capture some feedback based out of that, and then give you an experience which is more personalized, where you don't really have to think about what you want, and you get the results, which is again has a surprising factor for you, and a matter of ease. You don't really have to spend that much effort looking for that particular service or a product, but while it's still being delivered to you. So that's the kind of experience that we need to provide to the customers for them to adhere to your site or your e-commerce platform. And what helps us here is a cognitive piece. So IBM's cognitive solution, which is a self-learning solution and also gives artificial intelligence a say into your experience on the e-commerce platform. So the new platform adheres to it out of the box, and you can make use of all these services to give your customers undisputed experience, whether you are a marketer, or you are a merchandiser, or you are an experienced designer, you're an end user, a layman who doesn't know anything about the e-commerce site. You go to the site, and that experience speaks to itself. Like it speaks to you. You can definitely go and see that change of experience that you never experienced before. So with version 9.0, IBM gives you a digital commerce platform which can gain insight and take action, which can personalize the experience for the end users, not just end users, but business users, merchandisers, so on and so forth. It can help you manage multiple storefronts and also have a storefront which is optimized for mobile out of the box. So when we talk about selling and merchandising professionals, so we also need to keep into mind their ability to perfect all aspects of the customer's interaction through customer experience insights. So if they can understand what the customer is looking for, they can have those workflows created within the platform itself. That's where the management center comes into the picture. So with the fluidity that the management center brings into version 9.0 now, the business users looking into the insights that have been captured by the platform, they can define workflows or the user flows, which further enhances the experience of the customer. So giving them something that they're looking for without even really spending too much time on it, and getting the right results and moving forward with the conversion. So instead of they being just a user coming to the site to browse, they're actually going ahead and buying those products and moving forward. And also at the same time we want to give this competitive edge, so we do not want to be found uh, behind with the rest of the competition in the market. So we have to make our the technology so advanced that we are using the best of the lot which is available in the market, irrespective of the fact whether it's open source technology or it's a branded technology. We have to make sure that we have those elements available in our e-commerce platform, which makes it easier for just not the end user, the administrators, the developers, the business users, everyone. Nowadays it's all about TCO, and that's what version 9.0 talks about, which is total cost of ownership, which means doing more with less and fast. So WebSphere-Commerce version 9 actually continues to deliver a consistent omni-channel experience across all the platforms or channels there are, like online, mobile, social, and in-store. It also supports all the ways an organization can sell, which is business to consumer, business to business, and business to business to consumer. Also, the business models that are used within version 9.0, they help create unique brand experiences to drive online sales and improve customer loyalty. So there are actually three main reasons which we think the customers would be excited to know are a part of version 9.0. One is the modularity. So what IBM has done, it has broken down all the components within WebSphere-Commerce into individual modules, which essentially means, like, if you want to just focus on the search, or if you see that there are a lot of customers who are actually using search on your site, and then you want to have additional resources available. Previously, you'll have to have additional resources available for the whole server, but now you can just focus on the search piece. If you think there's more transactions happening on the site, you can have additional resources focused on the transition as well, right? So that is one way. A second way is, like, you can use this modularity to achieve horizontal scalability, which is very helpful when you are on a cloud platform where you want to expand. You have features available to you, and you can actually expand horizontally. And having a modular approach helps you do that while keeping the cost low, right? Uh, Second thing is like using Watson. So Watson is infused with a lot of AI solutions that IBM has, and can make the whole user experience for the customer a very well remembered experience. It can check the trends in the market. It can see what is trending today, what was trending yesterday, and whenever a customer searches for a particular item, using that trend information, we can present to the customer the results that that customer is trying to look for, and not giving them something which is not driven by any artificial intelligence, or which is very static. So with built-in integrations to WebSphere-Commerce, we can quickly and easily add innovative commerce services to deliver a unique omni-channel brand experience to our customers. We can optimize the omni-channel operations, get the insight to the customer, the business users, and competitors as well, so that we can make the decisions faster, and which helps us drive the competition or drive the business. So as you can see on the screen, all these components which were originally part of IBM-WebSphere-Commerce has been broken down into different modules as part of Watson Commerce version 9.0. Whether it's dynamic pricing, customer insights, campaign automation, customer analytics, configuration of the your e-commerce platform, content hub, store engagement, and order management. These are all the companion offers that works very well with Watson Commerce. And if we have to further break down into the different aspects of the user journey, which start from engaging a customer for them to come on the site and start looking at the products and browsing them, and then to make them buy the products, which is part of the conversion process. And once they have placed an order, we have to look into their fulfillment. So Watson Commerce covers your web piece, your mobile piece, your social piece, your store piece, your showroom piece, your kiosk piece, call center piece, and if you have field sales people going to the customers to take their orders for the B2B side, it has that piece available to you as well. So irrespective of the channel you are using or the platform you are using, your customers will always get a very unified, a seamless experience that they actually deserve. Coming back to AI again, WebSphere Commerce version 9 makes it easier than ever to leverage services from Watson Commerce platform, and obviously reap the benefits of the artificial intelligence that comes with Watson, like leveraging your campaign automation for sending on the transactional emails, using your Watson Content Hub for digital asset management. So with all the built-in integrations to Watson Commerce, we can quickly and easily add innovative commerce services to deliver the unique omni-channel brand experience to our customers, the experience that they expect, give them an optimized omni-channel operation, get their insight, what they're looking for, capture all those insights, and then again use them for your email campaign automation. And how it helps with the campaign automation is like, with Watson having its artificial intelligence, it can look into what are the trends for the day. Like, let's say if your competition is selling an item for price X, they're running promotions. So we have capabilities using Watson AI to get that information passed on to the business users, so they can make those decisions which will keep them on top of the competition, and they can make those promotions as well. So the customer really does not have to go anywhere else. They can just stick to your e-commerce platform, make all the purchases here without even worrying about what the competition is doing, because excuse me, today is all about competition. Obviously experience is one thing, but why the customer will stay with you if you're giving the best product with the best experience at the best price there is. So one of the solutions, Watson Content Hub, which is available and comes pre-integrated with WebSphere Commerce, it gives you authoring service as well. It gives you a global pay-as-you-go platform. So it works as a CDN network for you for all your images and assets, and it works and it integrates seamlessly with version 9.0. So all your images, assets, videos, attachments could be hosted on WCH. And one of the benefits that WCH provides to you is automatic tagging. So it can automatically understand an image, automatically tag it, and these tags, and this just does not save you time in tagging the images or creating alternate text for your images. It will also help you improve the ranking of your sites when it comes to search engines. So once you submit those pages to the search engines, because of this auto tagging, you don't really have to worry or spend any effort towards tagging those images. It will automatically do it for you. And using the CDN, which is Akamai, powered by Akamai, your images load faster and flawlessly across all the platforms. So WCS integration with the WebSphere-Commerce version 9, it manages your commerce images directly within the WCH tool. It comes pre-integrated. It comes pre-integrated with e-marketing content asset as well, and it has FlexFlow, which supports third non-WCS CMS integration for specific projects. So let's say if you are already using a third-party CMS, it enables you to use that CMS as well while you host all your images and attachments on WCS side. Uh, Now let's touch upon what are the new technologies which are made part of version 9.0, and this is one of the main parts. And as you all know, in version 8 itself, the Open Laszlo and struts were replaced by DHTML and Spring in the management center. Flash is no longer a prerequisite, so we don't really need Flash anymore. With version 9, what they have done, it was kind of available in version 8 as well, but with version 9, what is made mandatory is the WebSphere Liberty server, which is fast, dynamic, easy to use, and for all the Java EE applications. And it's a combination of IBM technology and open source software. And it gives you fast startup times of less than 2 seconds. And the best part is you do not really need to restart your servers to pick up any changes. So it has a very light weight, impact on the whole infrastructure. Uh, and the best part is like you don't really have to restart. And keeping in with the tradition, your version 9.0 still supports your on-prem setup. So if you're on-prem, you don't have to worry about what will happen to your existing implementation, whether you'll have to move to cloud or so on and so forth. But the good thing is like it continues to support all the platforms, on-prem, cloud, and SaaS. And uh, XC, as we mentioned, extended customization. That is the approach that IBM has taken to move all the functionality to microservices. And as I previously mentioned, IBM has already modularized all the functionality of what's in commerce. So what happens with a modular approach is like it makes innovation faster. So with version 9, IBM has begun to modularize WebSphere-Commerce into loosely coupled components on a journey towards microservices. So the end roadmap is to have everything available on microservices. So let's say if you think about something in the morning, you should be able to provide that to your customers by the evening, same day. So IBM has separated the store and search from the larger transactional server, thereby enabling better horizontal scaling for your e-commerce system, and thereby reducing the total cost of ownership, of course. And with the modular architecture, IBM Digital Commerce gives organizations more flexibility to quickly implement new commerce services and continually innovate the customer experience. By separating store and search servers from the larger transactional server, application management is further simplified, and IBM provides enhancements and upgrades which are easy to be implemented and consumed. So you do not really have to worry about like bringing down the site and making sure that your code works with the new updates or fixes and so on and so forth. It's totally segregated. So you can just forget about all the changes that you have done or all the customizations you have done. At the same time, in parallel, you can keep on upgrading all your server resources, enhancements that IBM offers every quarter. So everything has been loosely decoupled now. Furthermore, with this modular architecture, your customizations are maintained on servers separate from core commerce application components, which allows you to customize the brand experience as much as you like, while maintaining a seamless upgrade path for IBM provided enhancements without the need to rewrite your customizations and perform massive amount of regression testing. So as you can see, you can save a lot of time there and money. The way this works follows a simple pattern where instead of changing your code, you create your customization externally and the system simply executes as normal. So all your customizations will be sitting in a separate container irrespective of what version of WebSphere-Commerce you would be. So let's say if version 9 comes up with a new mod pack, you don't have to think about migration again like we have to do right now. Right now, if we have to migrate, we have to make a whole roadmap. We have to plan it out. We have to see which enhancements you want to move forward or want to replace them with. And there's a whole like depending on how much customization you have, it can easily take anywhere from 3 to 6 months and so on. But with the modular approach, you don't even have to think about it. All you have to do is deploy the new package available from IBM, and you will be automatically migrated because all your customizations are sitting externally. And which also helps developer to make customizations of the brand and the business user experience more efficient and cost effective. So because everything is loosely coupled now, you don't really have to worry about how this particular change would affect the backend services or the transaction or the search and so on and so forth. So the separation of the storefront, search and transaction server allows developers to work in parallel with fewer dependencies to accelerate the delivery of custom code. And with the modular approach, the loosely coupled components called microservices, we are actually on the path for the future. So we do not want to be left behind when the future is there, right? So we have to slowly and steadily move all our customizations onto microservices so we can take advantage of all the new technologies which are available in the market. So XE, so we have been talking about extended customization. How does it work? So basically, what extended customization means is you are moving all your customizations which were previously tightly coupled with your existing out of the box code and moving them into a separate container. So an external customization, it will still be a controller or task command that you will write. The only difference would be it will be running on a separate server. So again, so how do you achieve it? As you look in the diagram, so while you have your external customization sitting in a separate container, you can still control how the OOB controller commands work. So you have a pre-execution where you want to execute something before the OOB function kicks in. Post-execution, what happens after the OOB function kicks in. And if you want to totally replace that customization, execution, you have a replace execution, which replaces the OOB behavior. So while you continue to work in the same fashion you did previously in terms of customizing the code, it's just that it is segregated now and you do not have to worry about any new enhancements that are available from IBM in the future. With respect to XC configuration, you still have that command extension where whenever you write a new code or new command or tasks file, you make an entry there. And also it can be it will get configured in the DB as well. But the good one advantage here is that there's no ER modification required anymore. Also, while we are moving from version 8 to version 9, we still are supporting traditional customization methodologies. So while we continue to support the old ones, we are moving to new ones. So depending upon the approach you want to do, so let's say if you're planning migration, you can totally plan how you want to take it forward. You can still continue to move your existing customizations forward to version 9, while at the same time, you might want to take advantage of the XC externalization of the customization and move all your customizations there and then migrate. So some of the components which are supported by XC as of today is your order, which includes tax integration as well, your payment integration, search, member, inventory, promotions, and scheduler. So pretty much whatever we do today is supported by XC. And just to give you a graphical overview of this, so this is how the XC topology looks like. So at the store level, which is a totally different server now, while you have the out-of-the-box code, you would have the customized store VAR sitting there as well. So for the transactional server, there are no customizations there. For the search server, you might have some solo custom configurations, so they can sit in parallel with the OOB ones. And then you have your extension server, which is your XC piece or XC server, where all your customized task commands, controller commands, any search related API extensions, everything would be sitting there. So when let's say if IBM comes up with a new mod pack, you can automatically upgrade your default OB stuff without even worrying about how your extensions would work, because they will work flawlessly on top of them. Another concept that IBM has brought in version 9 is the Docker concept. IBM started with Dockers from order management, so they brought Docker's concept into Sterling version 9, and after the success there, they have moved that into WebSphere-Commerce as well. So while Docker does not only simplifies the whole platform management, introducing the Docker containers, it also makes it very easy to create, deploy, and run applications. And how it does that is by allowing the e-commerce professionals to package applications with all of the part it needs, from the OS up to the application, its binaries and other dependencies, and ship it all out as one package. So your Docker is actually a self-governing package that you can simply copy paste. If I have to put that into simple terms, you can copy paste in any of the instances that you have, and it will be ready to go. Today, the e-commerce professional actually spends too much time on DevOps and managing the platform. where they should be actually sitting and innovating the platform, but they're wasting too much time there. So with Dockers, you can get continuous integration and delivery, which means faster and easier deployments, reduced operation and support overhead, and lower TCO for application deployment and maintenance, which means your development team and the business team can actually spend more time innovating and less time managing and maintaining the platform. Uh, I'm sure everyone knows what Docker is, but just in case we are new to this technology, then a Docker is nothing but a container, which is a very lightweight image container, which can work standalone as an executable package, and it will contain all of your code, your runtime, your system tools, system libraries, setting everything, and it is available for Linux and Windows-based apps. Uh, yeah, and it does not require, so whatever platform Docker supports, it will work on all those platforms flawlessly. And this is how we're going to use Docker to deliver continuous integration and delivery. So the features, fixes, and updates of all kinds are delivered as they're developed in bite-sized consumable pieces. So basically what will happen with respect to migration now is IBM does not really have to think twice before they release the mod pack. The very first instance when they have something substantial available that they need to pass on to the end user, they can have a Docker image ready which they can pass on to the end customers, and you can simply deploy that Docker image without even thinking about migration. So it's all about making it as easy as possible. And that's the whole concept of continuous integration and delivery, which means like at the very moment your developers or IBM developers have something substantial that needs to be passed on, they can actually pass it on instead of planning the whole big mod pack every 1 quarter and then passing it on to the customers. So now what clients can do is they can just focus on their customizations and while delivering the business value. And at the same time, IBM will be focusing on delivering a immutable Docker container where you deploy the customizations with consistency. With Docker, separate commerce servers for store, search, transactions, and client customizations are delivered as immutable images that fully encapsulate application logic, middleware, and operating system layer. And the inherent flexibility of Docker containers allow you to deploy to any platform or even platform regardless of OS. So if you are using a platform that does not have an OS, Docker can still work with you. And using this image actually means less manual work, allowing you to install and upgrade faster and deploy customizations in an automated way. So you don't really have to have a team or personnel available for deployments. It can be automated using a number of tools like Jenkins and a few other which are available in the market. WebSphere-Commerce version 9 uses Dockers to make the setup, deployment, and management of commerce environments quick and easy. Now, developers and deployment engineers, which are your IT operations, can configure development, test, and production environments in a matter of hours with minimum manual processes and intervention. Docker images make cloning new instances fast and error-free, and consuming IBM-provided commerce system enhancements seamless, giving the business users the agility needed to seize market opportunities, launch new sites, and innovate the customer experience faster than ever before. And we have we have already implemented Docker on our side. So just to give you an example, so we had a customer which was using Sterling OMS, and they had like 27 instances where so every time they had a change, they had to do a deployment across all these 27 instances, which means build and deploy and pass it on to all the instances, and it would easily take them a day to do it. And so they had to think about rolling updates or rolling deployments so that the site is not down, and so on and so forth. Using Dockers, we were able to reduce that time to less than 2 hours. So that's how, if you want to put into a larger picture, that's how easy the Dockers make it for you to upgrade and have your resources focused on that. What is CI/CD? Again, I assume that you guys are aware of these terms, but in case you are not, it is continuous integration and continuous delivery, which means as and when the updates are available, they can be deployed. So you don't really have to wait for a bigger package to be made available in a deployable format, and then you can deploy that. The moment even a small change is available, it could be deployed, which can be your features, your fixes, and updates of all kinds. And the big benefit that deployment automation for features, fixes, and updates give you is like any change that you do, would be same across all the different instances. So you have that change as part of the Docker, and you deploy the Docker across all the platforms. So previously, you must have either experienced it or heard about it, that you have 5 application instances. You did a build and deploy on 5. Uh, 3 of them were working fine, but 2 of them had a different, uh, they were acting a little different. They're acting a bit different. So then your team has to go and ahead and investigate, looking at the logs, the health reports, why they were acting differently, then fix the problem and do another build and deploy. With Docker, you are totally don't have to worry about it. It would work the same on all the instances, irrespective of OS or whatsoever. So where can V9 be deployed? You can deploy them on IBM Cloud Container Services, Amazon, Google Container Services, anywhere. And to help the container orchestration, you can use Jenkins, or you can use any other automation tools like Bitrise, Shippable, Bamboo, Travis, Drone, Bitbucket, Circle CI, TeamCity. So it's up to you if you're already using any of these solutions, you can continue to use them, or if you're not, it's pretty much a very good time for you to have this continuous integration, continuous delivery implemented. And let me tell you this, like Royal Cyber has been actively moving all their existing customers to continuous integration, continuous delivery, irrespective of the fact whether you're on version 7, 8, or 9. So with 9, obviously it's part of the package, but if you're sitting on an older version and you want to get the feel of how this continuous integration, continuous delivery works, uh, our solution makes use of all the open source technologies without adding an additional cost to your licensing. So you can experience that and get the first-hand experience on how it can make your life easier. We have seen our customers save close to $10,000 every month because of this automation process. This is how, if I have to put it graphically, this is how it look like. So while your CMC and your storefront would be communicating with the backend services, your backend services are all Dockerized now, whether it's store, search, transaction, web. DB, we're still not using Docker for the DB, but rest of the 4 are available as Dockers and can be used to bring in any updates, so on and so forth. This is the application architecture of the V9 deployment. As you can see, everything is modularized here. Your transaction server is sitting separately, your search server is sitting separately, your XT server is sitting separately, and then you have a host of different tools available from IBM which can help you make the whole user experience to provide the customers a seamless and flawless customer experience, depending irrespective of what channel they come in from. And then you can have your toolkit sitting over here, your CI/CD pipeline, which you will be building using any of the tools like Jenkins, and any other facilities or operations that you're executing on the platform. So it's more like a microservice architecture that you're looking at. So in the future, let's say if you want to change your search server to something else, you don't really have to think about or that you cannot do it, because previously search was part of WebSphere-Commerce. So now it's modularized. You can simply replace this whatever search you want to use. So you're not restricted to any of the services that is available to you. So in terms of Docker images to be used as deployable packages, this is how it will flow. And the benefits that we already talked about is like it eliminates the heavy installation and configurational effort. The build and deployment process becomes more automated and agile. So you can have your team members focus more on innovation rather than maintenance. You are free to adopt cloud-friendly DevOps orchestration technologies, but the same can be used on on-prem as well. And for any of the upgrades that come from IBM going forward, if you're on version 9.0, they would be seamless and more practical, and you don't really have to think about planning your migration and then moving forward. One of the benefits, so not just one of the benefits, the whole point of moving to version 9 is to load the total cost of ownership. That's the whole point. Any platform or any solution in the market is trying to give across that they want to bring your TCO down, while they're not compromising on the quality, they're not compromising on the technology, they're not compromising on the functionality that is available to the business users, the IT operations team, or the end user. And how, and with moving to version 9.0 and using technologies like Docker and modularizing the whole architecture, IBM is one step further to lower this TCO for you and making you more well equipped for the future technologies that will be available to you in the market. Some of the technologies that is the way to the future is JPA, which is Java Persistent Abstraction. So it's not a new concept; it's a very old concept. But previously, in the previous version of WebSphere-Commerce, till version 8.0, JPA was not encouraged, if I want to say that. IBM encouraged more to use EJB, and one of the reasons, since we were using EJB, we were more limited to using the WebSphere application server, which was a very heavy server, application server that was supposed to be used. And EJB kind of brings a little a bit of this baggage with it. It's a very old technology. And moving to JPA, IBM is also going to provide us a tool so that we can move our existing EJBs into JPA. JPA is a lighter weight, faster, and easy to create and maintain custom code. And there are more skilled developers available. We can make use of this technology, and it will never be difficult for anyone to use this technology. Liberty, it's a far lighter weight application server. It has a very light footprint per hardware, allowing you to scale faster and better performance. And as I mentioned previously, for you to reflect your changes, you don't even have to restart the Liberty server. It can pick up the changes automatically. The starter store on the WebSphere-Commerce has been completely rewritten using jQuery. IBM came up with this in version 8, Modpack 3, but in version 9, that is available to you out of the box. We have already made 3 implementations with jQuery, and it works a lot faster than the regular strut framework that we had previously for the Aurora store. And so yeah, definitely a lot of better experience for the customer going forward. Looking at the Docker also gives you a plan. So let's say if you are sitting on a on-prem setup or a cloud setup and you want to see how much cost it would be for you to move to Dockers. On the Docker side, this ROI calculator is available. And for V9 setup, minimal setup, IBM has already done this for us. So one server each for store, transactional search, and XC, which means 4 servers with the frequency of 1, so that you deploy it once. And it tells you like total IT operational savings that you will make is like you only need to spend 20 hours each month to maintain these servers. Deployment time has been reduced to 2 hours. The maximum number of developers you might need is 10. And let's say if you want to expand that team, all you need to do is like just spend 40 minutes for a new developer to be onboarded. And going forward over a period of 3-year span, it tells you exactly if depending upon how many servers you're currently using right now on on-prem or cloud, and if you move to Docker, what is the total amount of savings you can do. So every 3 years, if you're sitting on 4 servers, you can do a saving of up to 400,000 in 3 years. So it's exponential. Like, so if you are losing too much money in infrastructure right now, you definitely need to look into it, how you can save your money by moving to Dockers. We have done it a number of times. You can always check with us. We have a migration plan with us. So what we can do is we can do an initial assessment looking at your existing infrastructure, and we can guide you. We can give you this. This is a free assessment that we are offering to all our customers and new customers. You can always reach out to us. We can do this free assessment for you, give you a overview of what needs to be done, how the whole migration would look like, whether you're on version 7, older versions, or version 8. Moving to V9 will guide you there. So we'll give you this free assessment, making you understand how easy it for you to move to version 9.0 and how much money you will be saving by doing so. What I have also done is I have tried to put in simple lines what is new in terms of features. So IBM is introducing continuous delivery model, which will make your life easier by making everything automated. Version 9 will be using Dockers. It will also provide you a tool which will help you migrate from EJB beans to JPA. With version 9, advanced encryption standard is enabled and used by default. In the previous versions also it was available, but it was optional. All security related utilities are now run from the utility Docker container. In the previous releases, utilities were run from the command line. In the previous version, the WebSphere application server console was used for security related configuration. Going forward, it does not provide the administration console, but as an alternative, IBM has provided scripts to configure the security on the application server. Continued a new tool, which is a WCB tool, which is WebSphere-Commerce build, which packages the custom code developed in WebSphere-Commerce developer will be made available to the developers. Everything within WebSphere-Commerce has been modularized into loosely coupled components. External customizations using a new XC programming model will make all external customizations sit separately. There are a few promotion enhancements that IBM has introduced, and IBM has also made searchable in storefront attributes easy to manage for the business users. What has depreciated in version 9.0? So previously, working with WebSphere-Commerce services involved developing client libraries, new commands, and business logic. So that has been depreciated. So the DSL layer has been removed. So depreciated means these technologies or services, while might not be switched out immediately, but as we move forward in the future releases of WebSphere-Commerce, these features might be just discontinued. OGIS is depreciated, so that will be going off. The RFQ functionality has been depreciated. The ATP inventory allocation has been depreciated, and the return process and data model has been depreciated in version 9. What is discontinued is now you can run WebSphere-Commerce version 9 on any platform supported in Docker. It's no longer available on on local machines for AIX, IBM I, and Windows. However, I installed a toolkit version of version 9, and I was able to do that on Windows. So I don't know why I mentioned that Windows, but yeah, it works on Windows. Support for MIS is discontinued. So if you're on Microsoft Internet Information Server, it will no longer be supported. The Derby database is going off. It will not be supported in version 9. Support for managed files and managed directories is discontinued, which means previously WebSphere-Commerce used managed services, which was like any file that you upload to the WebSphere-Commerce by using the management center asset tool or by using the file loader utility. So these managed files were returned to the WebSphere-Commerce database. Then after certain criteria were met, these managed files were copied from the WebSphere-Commerce database to the WebSphere-Commerce EAR file. In version 9, store file assets are separate from the WebSphere-Commerce ER file, so this functionality will no longer be supported. So that kind of brings me to the end of the presentation, but I have a few more slides that I want to share with you guys, which is with respect to the migrations that we have already done with a number of customers and bringing them to version 8. So for Circuit City, we made them go live. We are going to make them go live in February on version 8.0.4.3 using the jQuery store. And jQuery kind of makes it a whole lot easier for you to be more relaxed on the performance side. So previously on the JSP storefront, what was happening was if you get too much load on the site might not perform the way it would with lesser load. The jQuery kind of balances it out. Even with the higher load, the jQuery store acts a little more faster because they're using JavaScript libraries on the front end. So kind of your business logic has been moved to the front end, and with the devices available nowadays, even the mobile phones are like quad core and octa core, it can very easily handle all this processing while giving the customers a very seamless and a uniform experience across all the platforms. Another customer that we have made go live on, we are going to make go live on version 8 jQuery Storage Singer worldwide. So also they are going live on jQuery. Same, one of the pain points, they were sitting on an older version of WebSphere-Commerce, and one of the pain points were that the customers did not have a very uniform experience using the older store, and they wanted something which was able to take the additional load during the peak sale season, during the holiday season. And every year they have to worry about holiday readiness, making sure their JSP files are performance tuned. The customers are getting a uniform experience, which they do not have to do anymore because they are going to go live on jQuery store, and they can get all the benefits of the jQuery. And best thing about jQuery store is like when Google releases any new version of jQuery, we can simply switch the existing library with the new one without worrying about, without planning any migration or anything like that. Another customer that we made go live was Augusta Sportswear. So they are on B2B. They have a B2B store, and what we did for them is we combined the 3 stores into one, as you can see, and they also went live on jQuery store. So if you want to get the first-hand experience, you can always go to the Augusta Sportswear site. They're already live using the jQuery version 8.0.4.5 store, and you can experience the jQuery responsiveness firsthand. Having said that, in case you are on an older version of any of the IBM platforms and you want to move to a new one, but you are reluctant to make that switch because you're not aware how much cost or effort would be required, we at Royal Cyber can do this initial assessment for you, totally free of cost, and we'll give you a very clear picture on how much it might need. So right now we have been able to successfully run this campaign for migration to version 8.0.4.8, which is the latest available in the market right now. We have a similar migration plan available for version 9 as well. So you can let us know, just reach out to us. We have had customers go live in 90 days, depending upon which version they're sitting on. So excuse me. So you just let us know, reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with any of the assessments. And don't forget this free assessment that we're doing right now. So that kind of brings me towards the end of it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. So since there are no further questions, I'll thank you guys once again for spending your valuable time this afternoon. And even if you think about any other questions later today, you can always feel free to reach out to us, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to answer that. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good day.